Good evening, good afternoon, good everything, everybody. This is Reginal Drummer, the Peopleologist, and welcome to another episode of We Are Ready, where the acronym is WAR, and we must prepare ourselves in time of peace for war or war efforts. So, a lot of times we're focusing on things that can help you, me, your family, and others within the community. I hope that everybody's just joining us over off of Instagram or Facebook. Come on over to Square Mile Media Atlanta, like it, share it, and hit that notification button so that you can see some of the shows that we have over here. We have a lot of things archived, and we have a lot that's being prepared for the family. Uh, you, me, and everybody else. And also, I know it's International Jazz Day, so to all my jazz lovers out there, kudos, shout outs, and all those good things. Also, we lost a lot of people this week. Over the last week, I think we lost uh, Charles Stanley. We lost Mr. Harry Belafonte, who was uh, a artist activist that did so much for people within the Black and Brown community. But tonight we're going to be talking about something that's very critical. We're going to be talking about bracing for change, embracing technology, and all that's coming. I was out today, and when you think about it, as a senior citizen, as a junior senior, as a junior senior on the block, I've got to get used to a lot of things. We have to prepare ourselves so that we won't get left behind, and that we won't be fearful of technology. I was out earlier this week, and one of the things I did notice was no matter where you are, you have to embrace technology. You have to embrace technology. We were out for a show, a concert, just an event, and parking. There was no way to pay for parking with cash money. You had to do it either over your phone by downloading the app. You would be surprised how many people had a problem trying to download an app just so they could park. As seniors, we face these things all the time. We face all kind of challenges because guess what? We're not used to the technology. We're not used to handling some of the devices. But there are many seniors that use the devices to their advantage. We embrace social media. We download anything that's going to help us. Is this a tool? Anything that's going to help us move forward in this new normal, especially now. Especially now. Now I got a couple of guests that I'll be bringing on, and this is a young man that's matter of fact, one of my nephews that's been out there helping seniors learn or embrace technology. He has helped me on many things, whether it's Instagram, because I was like, well, I don't know why I need some Instagram. He said, oh, you need some Instagram. You need to know how to navigate Instagram. You need Facebook, all that type stuff. You know, uh, in my world, I can think about my mother when I first, what's up there, Mr. Kenny McCray? What's up there? Uh, Little Damien, Junior. Oh man, I need to bring you on board as well, my brother, my young guns out there. But tonight we're going to be talking about embracing technology. So for everybody that's listening on Facebook, you can put something in the chat, or you can come over here to Square Mile Media and join in the live chat. But I'm gonna bring on board. We affectionately call him Nephew Kenny Fame. Mr. Kenny Fame, how you doing this evening? You might have to unmute out there so we can bring you on board. You got to be able to show these folk how to use this technology. Mr. Kenny Fame, how you doing? He might be having just a little bit of a challenge, but for a lot of us, when it comes down to technology and embracing it and using it to our advantage, believe it or not, when my mother was alive, it was hard to get her to embrace anything that dealt with a computer. Okay, it was hard. She was pretty much old school. She had a dial. What's that? The phone that you dial up, and then to press the button, and that was it. That was the tip of her technology. But helping seniors to embrace this, and she used to say, "I'm not going on that book with them faces on. That's Mom. That's Facebook." However, my dad, who's a senior, he's 90 years old. Believe it or not, he's got the latest iPhone. He's got technology in his car. He's technology driven. Matter of fact, he's on Facebook and he even has a Twitter account. And we'll try to bring Kenny Fame in as soon as he can get through. Mr. Kenny Fame, how you doing, sir?
All right. I was having some technology problems on my end. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Because all my seniors, they out there, they say, well, if the young ones got difficulties navigating the system, bam,
Well, I can tell you what, I never heard of this platform you're using now. What's this called?
This is called StreamYard.
StreamYard?
Yes, and we live and we over YouTube, and we're also streaming on Facebook and at the same time. How that song go? At the same time.
All right.
Okay. But maybe you can introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about yourself and what motivates you to want to help older people embrace technology.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Uncle Drum, for you having me on this show tonight. My name is Nephew Kenny Fame, Kenny O. We started this company about, I want to say, I had the idea about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I never executed on it. I finally executed on it and got it established this previous year, 2022. So essentially what we do is we help seniors how to use technology. We go to different senior citizen homes, independent living homes, and we do one-on-one consulting, teaching them how to use technology. And that's Facebook, Instagram, different social media platforms. And we open up a broad, we go further into, the Amazon shopping, how to protect your identity online. A lot of questions we get asked is, the email spam calls, stuff like that. That's like a security. So security is number one with us. Happy, safe, secure is, our three motives of, we want our customers, clients, students to feel safe and secure in any industry. That's pretty much what we do. And we do virtual, like I said, one-on-one, whatever you guys need. We're pretty much here to make you guys happy. And we're very patient. We're very patient. You got to be very patient. It's a great industry. What made me get into it was, like Uncle Drum said, his mother, my grandmother, or my dad, he's only 50, but he still had problems. Like, hey, son, I don't know how to do that. You got to teach me how to do that. So I don't mind helping him. And it was like a blank industry that no one has touched. We had Geek Squad with Best Buy, where you got, when you guys buy a new phone, or you go to Staples. I go to Staples a lot, and every time I go to Staples, there's a bunch of seniors there. How do I do this? And then you got the employees. There's a lack of employees in 2023, of course. So you got a bunch of employees trying to ring up somebody on the side of trying to teach somebody how to send an email. And you got a bunch of seniors that's going to Staples to send an email or get something printed, but they don't know how to work the machine. So that's where we come in at. Too tech savvy. So we're here to make you guys savvy.
Well, that's a niche market. You guys have tapped into the baby boomer market. And in the baby boomer market, people 50 years or older, we want to do everything. We want to live longer. We want to be healthier. We want to know everything. So we embrace a little bit of technology, but at the same time, I've got guys my age that are even younger. They say, you know what? I don't want no part of that. You know, I still write checks. Uh, if I need to go get some money, I go to the bank. You
Yeah.
know, they typically do it all old school. But one of the things we found, especially after the COVID situation, that changed everything. Everybody got knocked off the Ferris wheel, and they had to abruptly embrace technology. There were
Yeah.
older people that had to use Zoom uh, to work. They did their meetings via Zoom. Some of them had to do Zoom with their grandkids and all that.
Yeah.
So they had to embrace change real quick.
Yeah.
Um, One of the things, what's one of the most challenging things that um, you have from seniors? I know sometimes we can be kind of difficult, and like you say, you got to have some patience. And you
Oh
say,
yeah.
"Boy, I don't want to hear that. I don't need that." But
Yeah.
what's one of the most challenging things that you've incurred from a senior or
Uh,
difficulty?
one of the most challenging encounters I've ever had at different senior citizen faculties, I can say it's kind of off subject, but I'm going to say this first, and I'm going to go into the second one. But it's internet service at different senior citizen living independent living homes. They got poor connection, so that's one thing. I'm always say that because they. Okay, so the second thing would be security. Most of them have a problem with security. Like you said, uh, they don't feel safe. They want to go the old school way. They say all I need to do is call and text. They don't want to put their credit card information on to buy Amazon, even though it's 2 days quicker or a day quicker. Stuff like that. But it's nothing too challenging that I've came across. It's just really safety. They just want to feel happy, safe, and secure. So that's probably one of the biggest things. That's why I say that's one of our number one goals is to make them feel happy, safe, and secure. So, yep.
So once I guess once you see that the computer or technology is not going to bite you,
Uh,
you can feel a little bit more comfortable. I've had people that say, "Well, they took my they took my email. I had just got over there, drummer. They took all my email."
yeah.
And they like and sometimes as older people we have a problem remembering our passwords. I got locked out of
That's another thing. Yeah.
okay. Well, what do you do to help us remember stuff like that?
Well, I always encourage everyone, all of our savvy students, to keep a handy dandy notebook. And we actually give. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. We
Okay.
actually give a.
For those out there that can't see it, you can see the notebook that he has for the seniors. Paper is still needed. I keep a notepad right near me at all times to write some things down. And you got to be kind of particular, especially with your passwords. You just can't give them out to everybody. I had a senior one time that gave her password to her bank account out, and somebody got it. It was sad, but we got to protect our passwords, and you can't make them so easy that people can come in there and hack it. You know what I'm saying? But what's that notebook looking like?
Okay, this is what we give our savvy students.
Wow.
Okay, and what it has is we call it savvy notes. Okay, and what your savvy notebook does, it's like a little regular notebook. Like I said, a handy dandy notebook. This is our savvy handy dandy notebook we give to our students for your passwords, phone numbers, stuff like that, and just like we help you stay connected. Okay, because we know at the end of the day, I have a hard time remembering my passwords for a lot of different websites and stuff like that. And there's everything is online and virtual nowadays. So the goal is to stay connected. with your family, loved ones. And another thing, we get a lot of clients, students that's scared of social media. They don't want to sign up for it. They don't get the purpose. I got their number, so no need for me to make that account. But at the end of the day, that's the broad of this generation. So we're here to fill in that gap to help everyone stay connected. But yeah, I would just say write down, and depending on what device you have, you can like if you have an iPhone, you can automatically. It's called autofill. It's within your settings. You can just keep all your passwords there, and it automatically saves every username and password. And you can keep the same password or username for every account you do make.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's another thing.
Well, and I know with like I said earlier, I was out and the parking garage,
Uh-huh.
they were not taking cash, and I had to help another senior download the parking app,
Hmm.
and the good thing they had a credit card because nobody at the venue was taking cash.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing today.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And you can get frustrated. Seniors got a lot of problems already when we go to big events. A lot of times, their bathrooms are not really accessible. Parking. A lot of us might have mobility issues and things of that nature. So when you get to a parking deck and you say, well, this is going to save me from walking, it's near facilities like a bathroom or things like that, and so I feel comfortable. But when you get there and they put you in timeout because you don't have the app,
Yeah, great.
and and it was like when I saw the look on this lady's face, it was just like not having your insurance card or your driver's license and being
Yeah,
pulled over by the police. So I
yeah.
was glad I was able to help her. But another question that I get from seniors, uh, once they can overcome the fear factor of technology, uh, um, you know, uh, some of these apps and different programs cost some money. They got a monthly subscription. They're not as savvy to know how to cancel subscriptions.
Yep.
So, sometimes they'll say, well, man, they hoodwinked me. They got me locked in. Do you have any advice for
Yeah.
seniors when it comes down to opting out of some of these subscriptions?
Yes, sir. I do. Now I'm gonna start off by telling you, depending on what device you have, you can always go to your settings and go to your app store, and there should be a subscription. You can type in subscription where it says search, and it should give you a option to opt out or just cancel subscription before.
Okay. Because a lot of times, and another thing, and I know this might sound trivial, I didn't find this out until a couple of years ago. I
Okay.
think all you might have went out. I didn't know how to adjust the font.
Uh huh.
Because a lot of reasons that people they might get a text or they might get some information. They say, "Man, it was so small, I couldn't see it."
Uh huh.
A lot of times as seniors, we might not know how to navigate our devices, but like you say, you can go back in those settings and you can make it where it's good for you.
Yeah.
I adjust my print is probably about, it's about as deep as a fingernail,
I got you. Yep.
because I got to get close like this, you
Yeah.
know, but I make it comfortable. So a lot of people don't use their devices because there's a drummer. I can't see all that small print. And excuse me, even though it's right there in front of our faces, it makes it difficult. But you were saying about those settings, a lot of people never go back into the settings and find out.
Yeah, so a lot you can do in those settings. Like I said, if you have an iPhone or Android, you usually can like type in a search bar in your settings exactly what you want to change, and it should come right up. Like if you type in font in your instance, if you type in font adjustment should come up, or if you type in subscription stuff should come up. Now back to the subscriptions. That's another big thing that a lot of questions we get asked in regards with subscriptions. I tell them if you have to pay for it, don't download it, because a numerous amount of times we go to different faculties and they have a bunch of subscriptions or apps that they're paying for, or that they don't want, that it's just taking up space and storage on their phone that they don't need. Their subscriptions is not needed because the basic apps that you need are free. Like,
Say that
like
again.
the basic apps that you need are free. Me personally, the youth, we use the apps we use. I can guarantee you, we're not paying for. If it's not Netflix, Hulu, like streaming apps like that, YouTube, we're not paying for. But like Netflix, you're paying for. Hulu, you're paying for. Disney Plus, if you have kids or grandkids, you're paying for stuff like that. But you know, the regular, if you're paying, if you want to play games on your phone, cards, or you know, you don't have to pay for any of that stuff. You don't have to pay for it. If you have to pay for it, don't download it. They just want your credit card information and your email so they can send you a bunch of spam emails. Stay away from it. If it says free, just I just say just read through it, and yeah, just most of the stuff is not subscription. You don't have to. Even though like certain apps like YouTube offer subscriptions, that's only if, for example, you want to watch YouTube with no ads. So you got some people that do pay for a subscription for YouTube, only so that their YouTube won't have any ads. I don't mind the ads. So, that's more money in my pocket a month.
Right, free is good.
Yep.
And one of the things you said earlier, and I do notice this for young people and for everybody that's joining us, a lot of the times, uh, I don't know if it's intentionally, but they do prey on older people because sometimes older people saying, "Yeah, I didn't want all that, so I wouldn't pay for it." But when I see younger people, you all get more things done on these devices,
Uh-huh.
and it does help knowing that everything's not doesn't have to be paid for. But one of the other things that hurts some of our seniors when they do embrace some of this technology, one of the biggest things that they say happens is data. When we opt in, when we get some of these, what's up there, Mr. Rob Smith? What's up there, Mr. Ladidra? But when we get some of these devices, whoever these carriers are, whether it's the $35 plan, the $40 plan, the $50 plan, they always say unlimited. And yet people don't have enough
Data.
data to cover it. So they end up, the phone starts slowing up
Yep.
and or things like that, and they feel that they lose it. And some people don't need as much data because they're only doing something like texting, or they might check their emails. They're not looking at movies and things like that. So when it comes down to data, what's your advice to some of our seniors out there?
Okay, I got a question for you in regards, because our team is actually working on something in regards again to data and Wi-Fi. So, what is a problem? Are you saying you use too much data, or you use less data? Do you need more data, or you don't need it? Like, what's
Well, some of them are using too much data.
okay?
You
So,
know,
and are they paying too much monthly, or
well, on some plans that are not, they might say, well, I got unlimited plans, okay? And if you got an unlimited plan
you should
and
have
it
unlimited
says,
data, right?
yeah, it says unlimited data, but when you start streaming, they
Yeah.
only give you so many gigabytes a month. They might give you 10 gigabytes. And if
Yep.
you binge watch some stuff on Netflix or any of those platforms,
Uh huh.
you started to suck away the data you have for the month.
Hmm. Yep. My advice to that would be check with your carrier. That's not something Two Tech deals with. Like I said, our team is working on it because, like I said in the beginning, when we go to different senior or assisted living or independent living homes, internet is a big problem. It's like the number one biggest problem that we have is data, Wi-Fi. So that is something that we're working on in the house, and in the future, foreseeable future, we will be making a change to it, and hopefully it'll help the entire world. Uh, but yeah, I would say check with your carrier because of me personally, I've dealt with the same thing. We all want, we all, it's all right. We're going through a little recession or something, it seems like. So we all want to buy low. So we want the cheapest, everybody
Right.
wants to get low, of course. So, like if I had a $35 phone plan, that probably would come with like 5 gigabytes of data. And I'm on the road a lot. So, say if I'm using my GPS or I'm listening to YouTube and on a 10-hour trip, 5 hours in, I lose data. Now my internet is moving slow. So, we get frustrated, stuff like that too. But that's where they make their money at.
Okay.
So when you call in and say, can I get, they let you add data for that. I mean, when you run out, even though your phone bill is due in 10 days, you can call and say, I want to add 3 gigabytes for $20. That's how they make their extra money. So
Well,
yeah,
it's
so
expensive. And you said something else. Uh, those what's up, girl, Eugenia's checking in there. Uh, and I hope that you guys can comment or any questions. Go over to Square Mile Media Atlanta. We're over here live for everybody that's on Facebook and Instagram, and then you can type into the chat if you got any questions or anything like that. I know I was working with I'm not gonna call a name, but you know the little device that everybody has that's a security system. You just stick it on the end of your door, and it automatically sees the person, and it protects your house and all that type stuff. Well, uh, in my mom's subdivision, they had slow data. Yeah, something like that. The door, what do you call it?
a ring bell, a ring
Ring
camera.
bell. Well, we got one of them ring bells, and it didn't work
Oh wow.
because the the internet stuff was real slow. Because you hear these commercials that say you're not really getting internet until you use us, because they didn't have like Infinity. They had another internet provider, and they had a lockdown, and it was real slow. So the people in that area could not use that door
A ring.
camera.
Uh-huh.
It didn't work. They couldn't see it. They couldn't access it from their phone. So one of all internet services ain't equal. I guess I can say that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a big one too. Did you have a question about the ring cameras?
Well, yeah. I guess do you all have those or install those as well?
Nope. Like I said, we're working with that's going to be a part of what we're currently working on as far as advancing and improving internet. That's something we're working on in house. Like I said, so
Well,
that is something that we may be installing too. But that has everything to do with the actual carrier, like Verizon,
okay,
AT&T, like this one here is Xfinity.
right.
I would personally say the best service now is Verizon. Any service that gives internet when they run it underground, you're going to get the best service, and that's Verizon. So we're currently trying to.
Okay,
Yep. Oh yeah, Verizon is definitely.
okay. All right, we heard plug. But other thing for everybody out there, I know a lot of people like. I used to install hardwired alarm systems. And now with the wireless alarm systems, you got such freedom. But I know some companies still have hardwired systems, but they charge you so much to put the wires and put up the connectors. We used to charge to put connectors on the doors, the windows, all kind of places. People, in order to save money, a lot of times people would just put the connectors on their bottom floors. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then they leave the top floors unconnected until burglars found out that most people weren't using it. But people like that system. I got a question.
Yes.
What do you recommend to seniors about spam and internet security?
Okay. Like I said, that's a question we get a lot. When it comes to spam, I would just be careful the information you guys put in, like as far as downloading apps. You don't have to put your credit card information in. You don't have to put your email in for everything you download. That's the number one place where you guys get spams from. Your phone number, and your email. I can tell you guys a website right now that if you put your name and your first and last name and the state you live, all of your information will pop up. And
Wow.
this is free information. So if you guys are listening, you got a pen and a piece of paper. It's called truepeoplesearch.com. And that's I'm gonna say it again in a second.
Say it, yeah, please.
It's the truepeoplesearch.com. Truepeoplesearch.com. And I learned this website when I was dealing heavily with real estate. That's how when I was doing wholesale, that's how I found a property owner. But I found out in the long run, that's how spammers get a lot of information. So all they need is your name, your last name, and the state you live, and they can get your email. And once you guys type that in on your browser, you can see for yourself. Your name, your address is going to be there. So if you get a spam mail, that's the reason. Your name, address, email, and your relatives. So there it is right there.
Yes. Whoa.
Yep. So do a test run on it if you want. And all that information comes right up. So that's why I advise a lot of our savvy clients to be very careful the information that you put out and give. You got, even when you go to the store now, you got people come to your door. You want to sign up for this? You want to vote for this? Just say no. Give them a fake name. They don't know who you are. It don't matter. This is 2023. So be very careful the information that you give. That's like the number one site that spammers use today.
Oh, and for everybody joining us, what's up there, Miss Janae? What's up, Miss Betty? But one of the other things with spam, is there an easy way to stop this spam?
The best thing you can do, I like to advise, just reach out to the company. And this is how you can tell if it's a spam. Like, say if you guys get a call or an email from the IRS, for example, okay? If they say they're IRS, if it doesn't, or anything government associated, if it does not say at, like, most companies, most big companies say at the company name. Like our company would say at 2Tech Savvy. Or if you're reaching out to Walmart, they respond to you or something, you'll see at Walmart or at irs.gov or something like that. If it does not say at the business name, it's a spam. If you see at Gmail, at Yahoo, or at AOL, it's a spam, a scam. Don't fall for it. And one of the biggest other scams for most of our savvier students that like to shop and buy stuff offline, Craigslist, Facebook, a big one, OfferUp. Some that like to buy cars and stuff like that. You're familiar with that. So there's a lot of spams and scams going on in that area. If they ask for your email, do not give them your email. If they ask for your number so they can shoot you a code, don't give them your code. That's another way. That's another way they can get the information that's on TruePeopleSearch.com. Once you give them one of those, the email or the phone number, they can search that on True People Search, and they can get all your information. They can get your phone,
Wow.
address, all that information. So just, that's little stuff to look out for.
What,
There's not a specific way I would say to, besides blocking them and reporting them as a spam, like physically, you got to go on your email and report them as spam, which is too much. It's sad, but that's the only way is by reporting them as spammers, spam messages.
wow. And I see this right here because a lot of our seniors get stuff from the IRS, Medicare, health insurance. These are people that hit me, and a lot of times, even when I block them, they come up with a new number. This artificial intelligence, it's what they say, spam is like catching herpes. You can't get rid
Yeah,
of it. Once
yeah.
they got you, it's like feet fungus. The ointments, none of that stuff. And let's see, there's some providers that we have over here for fraudulent different things, and you guys can look over here and see for especially for Medicare, because a lot of people in my age group, we're starting to, whether you're trying to get some type of assistance from Medicaid, Medicare, disability. Once these folks find out that, and they already know before you know, because they know your age, they know where you work, they know
Yep.
all that.
Yep.
But these are some things they got if you got your credit card information, some of these people call you, and I learned this in the military, how to keep how people get information from you, because they might call you and say, by the way, your birthday is in January, right? You said, no, it's in February.
Right.
And before you know it, over a period of time, they got your birthday. Even though that's accessible information, because most people got the birthday on Facebook, Instagram. You filled out some free something, and they got everything. And once you start searching for stuff, these people hit you with stuff. I've had the dental people hit me. People buying houses hit me. People with taxes hit me. With medical information hit me. The Google search people hit you. As a business owner, people call me and say, your Google listing just expired. Oh, other thing, do not share social security number to anybody.
No.
This is critical. I mean, if you're a senior, unless you got somebody, a custodian type person that you trust, please don't give your social security. Once they got your social security number, it's hell. It's true hell to get that, because that's when you got identity crisis. You imagine you 70 years old and somebody steal your identity, they're gonna get your social security check, they're gonna get your disability check, they're gonna get your retirement check, all because they got your information. And these folks they not your neighbors, they live in another country, they getting paid.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys another thing. When it comes to stuff like that, it's not a website, it's actually an app. It's called Spoof, SPOOF. Now that's when they can impersonate a voice. Like I can go in, I can get your voice on the drum, and I can download it. And once they read your voice, say I can put the voices whatever in the world. I can put it as Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Miss Alyssa, Sarah Collins, whoever, or a government official, and I can put a 1-800 number in front of it. And I will put as the caller ID IRS. So you'll think it's the IRS calling you, and I would impersonate this voice. And as I'm talking to you on your regular phone, you're gonna think it's the IRS. So, and I have the last 4 of your social, and this is how they do it most of the time. They will have the last 4 of your social, but not the rest of it. So they would say, to proceed with this conversation, Mr. Drummer, I'm gonna need you to, say the last 4 of your say the last word of your social is this, and to proceed with the conversation, I'm gonna need you to, say your full social, and you do that, okay? Because I sound like IRS government official,
Right.
and that's another way. So be wary of that, and remember that the IRS or any of those government officials will not call you. They will not reach out to you. They would send a certified letter in the mail. They won't email you unless, and if they do email you, it's because you reached out to them first in regarding whatever business you're handling. And if it's not at irs.gov or at, or if it don't have .gov at the end, it's fake. Nothing with the government is going to have .com at all. So it's always best to do some research before you say anything. Just don't openly give out your social over the phone. I don't even care if it's the bank, because they do the same thing to get into your bank account. They will call the same way, same scenario. Hey, Mr. Drummer, this is blank calling from Chase. The last four of your social, can you confirm the beginning of your social? This is when they write down the beginning of your social, and they have access to your bank account. They can log in, change the password. They can change your email
Oh,
account. All that good stuff. So
right.
just be wary and look out for that.
And I've seen these, not to put them down, but I found that ain't nothing free.
Nah.
Ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free. I was I saw this laptop. They was giving these laptops away, and I just stopped because they ran the process. And they said, you know what, you qualify. You qualify for this brand new laptop. It's valued at $300, and all we need from you is your name and your phone number. And from there, I guess they had a lot of my information already. And the only good thing that saved me was I gave them my Venmo card number.
Okay.
Now, if I had given them my regular bank card,
Uh-huh.
they would have hit that card and pulled money, off of it, and they would have been able to go in my bank account. Oh yeah, IRS impersonation telephone. Oh yeah, like they just said, well, we got what you just said. They have that sophisticated person sounding
Yep.
so authentic, and a lot of immigrants, people that come from different countries, they might be under the gun thinking this ISIS or somebody like that, and next thing you know, they'll tell them, say, hey, in order to protect your citizenship, to make sure you stay here in America, you need to send Western Union us $250.
Yep.
And people getting hooked and hoodwinked, bamboozled, and all kind of stuff, and especially older people, you know. And what you guys are doing is at least giving us some type of, protection for ourselves, even though sometimes you can't stop everything.
Yep.
It's because a crook is a crook. A crook can get you no matter what. Somebody want to rob you, they will rob you. They'll find a way to steal. But these folk now prey on older people. They take a little piece of money at a time. Our devices, even though technology is good, it can be devastating if somebody hacks into your device.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people say the one reason they use Apple devices are they're a little less likely to be hacked than these other devices.
Yep.
Is that true?
It's hard for me to say. I'm not sure of when it comes to that. With my iPhone, I'm a personal iPhone user, and like I said, again, with my personal iPhone, I don't like putting my personal card information on my phone. But it seems like today, everything I have to do Apple Pay or Google Pay or pay at the register because someone don't take cash. It's always tap to pay something. I don't like it. And if you guys don't know, or if you're unsure of the currency change that's upcoming, are you guys aware of that? You aware of that?
No.
They're eliminating the U.S. dollar. Yeah, so they're trying to
That's
do
what
that.
a lot of us old heads, they take away the dollar.
They're
Well,
taking away the dollar.
I'm gonna let you explain, but you know what? It reminds me when they told us back in the day that they was gonna convert to the metric system. Most, I was in maybe the second, third grade. It took them about 30, 40 years, but it's gradually coming. And we've been hearing about the dollar being eliminated for a while. But I see around the world, whether it be Bitcoin, all these other things. But explain, give us some insight on that.
I'm gonna try to look up the name of it. But what they're doing is they're gonna. Okay, if you guys aren't familiar with Cash App, the Cash App owner got killed a few weeks back. A lot of people in that industry, with Bitcoin, blockchain, and I remember me and you, Uncle Drum, you took me to an event that had something to do with Bitcoin, and that was some years back. So ever since then, you got that industry expanded, and the government don't like it. And I can't really say much over this because government is a government, and we don't want to go against the government.
You can't.
Can't go against the government.
No, you gonna lose.
But what they're going to do is, by getting rid of the U.S. dollar, every transaction we make, they want to track every transaction we make, of course. But every transaction we make with our banks is going to be a third party. I'm trying to get the name of it, of the actual name of the third party. But say if you make a purchase on Amazon, and your money going straight to Amazon, and they sending you a delivery date, like automatically. Instead of it going, you getting that delivery date automatically, it's going to go through a transaction. Your transaction is going to go to the third party first, and they're going to verify it. They're going to verify your transaction, and then it's going to go to Amazon. Now, say if your Amazon transaction failed, that third party is going to say this transaction is not approved. And then you get your money back. I don't know how it's going to work. But if it don't get approved, it don't get approved. If it do, it do. But they're trying to eliminate the U.S. dollar. They want to see where's your money coming from, where it's going. They're trying to keep a track of everything. Well, and that's why you got this. We all see the inflation that's going on right now, and the U.S. dollar is almost worthless in reality. So that's a big reason why. A lot of our people are asleep on it, and I'm trying to. I do my best to inform my peers and seniors and everyone I come across, to stay woke and stay ready, as you would say.
Right.
We always got to be ready, So.
Well, when you talk about the decline of the dollar, a lot of my peers, people my age group, so many people are used to just doing things one way. I said earlier, and I just saw where a person said they use PayPal. I typically use for all of my online purchases because in order to avoid somebody taking that money out every month, I'm going to either use my Cash App card, my PayPal card, or my Venmo card. I'm not going to use my regular bank card, for online shopping. That's just me. And it's really helped me because whether it be eBay transactions or even transactions when you play these games, you get hooked on some of these games. To get more minutes, you put $1.99. Next thing you know, they taking $20 out your account every month for some type of game or whatever. Well, if you can restrict these moving around the money just to your I know some of them say we want a credit card, but PayPal will serve that. And Venmo does the same thing, and Cash App in some instances, but it will avoid people taking money out your bank account because a lot of people get their Social Security check deposited in their bank account. They get their retirement check deposited in their bank account. They get their disability check deposited in your bank account, and you don't want nobody playing with that money. Okay, so anytime you're doing any online purchases, it would behoove you to have a secondary type card to do those type things, and that's what I've done over the years because I used to, I had my bank tied to those things, and they were drafting money out every month, and I stayed overdraft. And then you know what they do? They put that little $32 NFC, non-sufficient funds.
Oh yeah.
You know, everybody making money but you. So I don't do no purchases with my regular bank card.
Okay. I understand. Well, I know we're pushing time, so I'm gonna tell you I got the name of it now.
Okay.
It's called Fed Now. Fed Now. That's going to be the third party that's going to be involved. You know that we're going to be seeing a lot in the foreseeable future. I think it goes into effect. We can double check the website, but FedNow.gov or .com. I think it goes into effect in July, or we'll start
Ah,
hearing more about it. Right now, no one really knows about it, but yeah, it's called Fed Now.
Fed now.
Fed Now, FED Now. Their idea is to get rid of, like, for our company we use Square, Cash App, we use stuff like that. They're trying to get rid of that because they're not able to track the transactions like they are with Bank of America, Navy Federal, Chase. Those are traceable. Those funds are in the Federal Reserve. Like
Mm.
we see FDIC, those funds are protected by the FDIC, not Cash App and Square and Venmo. So that's why they're trying to get rid of that, so they can track. If that makes more sense.
Well, that does make sense. You know, I think a couple months ago, there was a bank uh, that closed out in California, and they said one of the reasons that bank closed was because it wasn't tied to the regular dollar.
Oh wow, what bank was it?
And yeah, and they didn't have no way of controlling it. So the powers to be came together and forced that bank and a lot of other banks to close. Because that was about 2 months ago. People said, "Oh man, the bottom about to fall out now." It was about six banks in California that went under,
Yeah.
and but it wasn't no money that was moved that affected the rest of us. This was young money, uh, money whether it be Bitcoin, uh, what do they call it, NFC stuff, all that type stuff. But and I know seniors say, "Well, Drummer, I ain't playing in that arena no way. They can't be messing with me on that." But as seniors, we really have to protect our money, okay? Because most of us, if you retire or if you stop working or if you're unable to work, the worst thing that could happen is somebody to take, hoodwink, bamboozle, or flim flam you out of some money. That's the worst thing that can happen to you, to me, your auntie, your grandmama, your granddaddy, uh, any of us, because we work so hard for the money, and there are people in other countries just taking money from seniors.
Oh
They
yeah.
they taking money from seniors like taking candy from a baby. So we have to protect ourselves. So can you give us some closing advice, Ms. Getting Fame, the contact information and things like that?
Oh yeah. Closing advice. I would strongly suggest you guys take in consideration uh, Social Security fraud services. I forgot the name of it. I wish I had. I should have written it down. But to get alerts on your Social Security, I know Discover. I know Credit Union. I mean, not Credit Union. Credit Karma does it. They have it. So where you get alerts. Credit
Okay.
Karma number one. Discover. I got it with my Discover credit card, so I know they have it. If you don't have to have a Discover, you don't have to have a credit card or a bank with them to have it. But I would say Credit Karma. They send you alerts if for credit fraud. If they sense any fraudulent activity, someone's using your social, your email, anything like that, they would send you an email or a representative will call you. But make sure you actually go to the Credit Karma website to get that information. Um, Another thing with as far as spams and scams, just don't pay for an app. Most apps are free. Do your research if you want to. If you do download an app and you have to pay for it. I'm not too familiar with that other drum. Like you said, you pay for you may have to add $1 to play a game or something. I don't play games, so I don't know if that is the case. I would just do
Go
my
get your
research.
money.
Yeah, but you can always another thing when it comes to it, just before that date is due, you can always delete the app, and but before you delete it, just unsubscribe so you're not on subscription, and re-download it if you don't want to pay for it. Make a new email address, and when it
Okay.
comes to spams to your email address, just delete them. Be careful who you give your email phone number to. Everyone don't need your email or phone number. And if they do, and you say you're downloading a quick app just to test something out, don't put your real email. Just put your real name or put a fake last name or something like that, so that you won't get no emails. Let the anonymous email get that information. Or same thing with a phone number. Put your number, but a number off, so you won't get spam phone calls. So take in consideration that because True People Search, that is how they get a lot of you guys' information. And you can always reach out to 2Tech Savvy at our website, the number 2techsavvy.com. That's the number 2Tech, TECH Savvy, SAVictor.com. We do have 24-hour support, and you guys can chat with us directly through the site. There's going to be a little chat box there. On that chat box, you can just ask any questions you guys may have, or you can call and leave us a message, and a Savvy rep or tech will be back with you. The number for 2Tech is 727-248-3356. And again, that number is 727-248-3356. And that little, as you guys see on the screen there, a little chat box to the bottom right, you can chat with us 24 hours, and someone will respond to you, a live human. So it's not
Wow.
a robot. It's not a robot. Yep. And you can also book a session with us if you guys want to book. But remember, the first sessions are free. Your first call will be free. Whenever you guys call us and you need some help with we help with a variety of things. Say if you're on a church board and you need help making a flyer, we don't mind helping you teaching you how to make a flyer, or helping you make the flyer in any way. Anything with Microsoft, if you guys are working still, a lot of our clients are working. They stay active, so we do help with everything when it comes to technology. Pretty much everything, from calling your friend and your family with having 5 people on FaceTime like we are here,
Right.
group FaceTime, to making a website. We can teach you how to make a website. Content. We're big on content creations and everything. And like I said, the biggest things are happy, safe, and secure. We want you guys to feel happy, safe, and secure. So always feel free and happy, safe, and secure when you do call us and reach out. We got a team of savvy techs ready to make you guys feel happy, safe, and secure. So don't hesitate to call us anytime. We are family. If we're on this call, we family. My name is Kenny. Don't feel, I want you guys to feel comfortable with me. That's when you guys call that number, ask to speak to Kenny, and I'll call you guys back directly and help you guys one-on-one with whatever question you got. I don't care what it is. Just give me a call. So.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny Fame. It's always good to have a young person that's got some patience, some understanding. You like an old soul. You help us, because a lot of times we're afraid. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to do it. So for everybody out there, continue to like, share, and subscribe over here at Square Mile Media Atlanta. To all my seniors and others that's joined us over on Facebook. And if I didn't get to call your name or anything like that, you know, we're going to show this over and over and over and over and over again. But the big thing is, the big thing for you is so you can feel comfortable and safe using this technology. And if you can do anything to prevent scams, spams, hoodwinks, all this type stuff, people taking your money, taking advantage of you, and putting you or your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, your uncle, your daddy into a position where they are losing. And many of our seniors are losing because of these things that are happening. So we'd like to thank you, King Fame, for everybody out there. Stay ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. The best time, the best time to prepare for war is in time of peace. And this is Reginal Drummer, the peopleologist. And you know what we say over here? Now I had to think of it. The secret of war, the secret to walking on water is knowing where the rocks are. And do this. Thinking ain't illegal yet. So with everything that you do, start to think. Let's stay woke. Let's take care. Have a blessed and prosperous day. We'll see you at the top or from the top. And you know what? The view is just so clear from up here. Let's make it a great day.